What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on a recent episode of the 520 podcast that I was watching, right? And on that podcast, Jeff Teague and his panel, they were talking about the best point guards in the Eastern Conference, right? And for a long time, I have been saying that Cade Cunningham, in my opinion, well, I didn't say he was the best, but I just thought that he was emerging as one of the best guards in the league. And so when I look at the best guards specifically in the East, because that's where Cade Cunningham is going to have to go through first, right? He's going to have to go through the East in order to make it to the finals, right? So on the 520 podcast, they were saying that let me see. Jeff Teague said that he thought that Cade Cunningham was the best guard in the East, and I in my opinion, I agree with him. Better than Jalen Brunson. They were mainly comparing Cade Cunningham to Jalen Brunson. And I always said about Jalen Brunson, I just think that Jalen Brunson is too small, especially if to Jalen Brunson is your number one. And if Jalen Brunson is your number one, I don't even think Jalen Brunson is 6'1". Like he might be 6 feet, 5'11", 6 feet, something like that. But Jalen Brunson just have to work so hard to get a shot off. And when you get into the playoffs, it gets even tougher to get a shot off because now you're going up against, athletic guys, more length and more athleticism. And the defense kind of really clamps down on you. So it's tough for Jalen Brunson. On the other hand, Cade Cunningham is a lot taller. I think Cade Cunningham is around 6'6". And Cade Cunningham, in my opinion, is getting better every year. I've watched Cade Cunningham ever since he was in college. Then when he first hit the league, he was kind of, he didn't hit the ground running. He was decent, but not like what he is now. And his confidence right now is through the roof. Plus, they have some talent around him. And, so Cade Cunningham can just focus on doing his thing. Also, Cade Cunningham plays defense. So when I look at the list of guards in the East, right, and what Cade Cunningham is up against, in my opinion, he head and shoulders above everybody else coming out of the East. And that's because, like I said, Cade Cunningham is a two-way player. He plays really good defense, and he is there, for the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham is their main, he's their main guy. Their main guy. He's the one who scores. He's the one who set everybody else up for scores. So Detroit, man, is really, they're really emerging, and I think they are the team to beat in the East. Last year in the playoffs, I think that was just about Cade Cunningham just getting his feet wet. Not just him, but the rest of the players on his team, but just about getting his feet wet, right? And so now let me look at the rest of the guards in the East, right? And then I'm gonna compare each, the top 5 guards or guards who really get mentioned the most in the East, and I'm going to compare them to Cade Cunningham and just let you know where they're separated, right? I'm gonna compare them as far as their playmaking ability. Let me see, their scoring, their playmaking ability, and just their overall impact on the team. So first of all, let me talk about Trae Young. Trae Young definitely is a score-first guard, and so that that's his advantage, right? He's a score-first guard. But do Trae Young get his teammates involved? I think Trae Young do a really good job of getting his teammates involved. But I think in a playoff series, a strong defensive team can really make Trae Young, because Trae Young, again, he's short. I don't know how tall he is. I think he about 5'11", but Trae Young is shorter, right? So he will have in the playoffs, in a playoff series, Trae Young most likely is going to have issues with length and athleticism, right? And so that's what the difference between Trae Young and Cade Cunningham is. Whereas Cade Cunningham, because he's 6'6", he won't have as much of a problem with athleticism as Trae Young, right? So let's go to Tyrese Maxey, right? Now, Tyrese Maxey also, Tyrese Maxey he's got good height to him. But I think, again, Tyrese Maxey don't have, and I think this is important, for guards who want to go to the next level. Guards have to, or any basketball player that want to go to the next level, you need to have a go-to shot. So when games get close, you'll have a move that once you get the ball, people know that it's damn near automatic. And in my opinion, Tyrese Maxey don't have that. Tyrese Maxey, excellent ball player, but he just has to work so hard in order to get a good shot, right? And so if in tight situations he got to work hard to get a good shot, then that's going to lessen the chances that he's going to be successful in that type of situation, right? Just like, take for instance, back when Michael Jordan, when he hit that famous shot against Craig Elo of the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? If you look at Michael Jordan, what he had to do to get open, and then he had to adjust his shot while he was in the air because Craig Elo played defense. Michael Jordan would not have been able to make a career like that shot right there. You don't want Michael Jordan. He's not going to hit that shot every game, every series against, and then most of the time we had better defenders, right? So that shot he hit against Craig Elo, that was cool for that time. But Michael Jordan developed go-to moves and made himself more efficient. So no matter who you put on him, what their size was, or how long, or what their length was, Michael Jordan would be able to get a shot off, a good look at the basket. And that's what I'm seeing with the best guards now. They got to be able to, in close games and clutch situations, got to be able to get off a good shot, get a good look at the rim. And Cade Cunningham is closer to that than Tyrese Maxey, in my opinion. He's closer to that than Trae Young. Let me see. Jalen Brunson, like I said, all these guys are just small guards. Right? Darius Garland, right? For instance, Darius Garland. Now, Darius Garland, he is the point guard. But let's compare. Now, I only want to compare him, Cade Cunningham, to Darius Garland, because again, Darius Garland is a point guard. He's small. He's going to have a tough time getting a shot off too against size, length, and athleticism, right? But if you go to the other guy, what's the other guy on there? Donovan Mitchell for the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? He's 6'3", but Donovan don't have a go-to shot, a go-to move, which the go-to move is what makes you clutch. And I see Cade Cunningham developing that. Like, I seen him in a couple close games for Detroit, and mind you, Detroit are winning a lot of close games. So like, they're not blowing people out like OKC is over in the West. They're not blowing people out like that. They win in close games, which to me means that they are comfortable in those type of situations, right? And so Cade Cunningham has like a jump hook or a half hook shot that he jumps, and he shoots it over his right shoulder, right? And so when he shoot that shot over his right shoulder, that creates space between Cade Cunningham and whoever is defender. If he has this defender on his left side and he's shooting it with his right hand, then that creates space for Cade Cunningham at 6'6" to get off a good shot and to get a good look at the basket. And so that's in my opinion, that's what separate Cade Cunningham. I'm not even going to get into the defensive part of it, right? Because the rest of these guards, like I said, they're really not. Trae Young is not a defender. Jalen Brunson is not a really good defender. Tyrese Maxey, I think he's decent. Darius Garland, he a decent defender too, but still, Cade Cunningham, in my opinion, is the best in the East. And I think the Detroit Pistons will probably be the only team in the East that'll be able to challenge OKC or anybody out the West, because you're gonna need some defenders, and you're gonna need a primary scorer that can get a shot off at, like at clutch times throughout the game, like coming down a stretch, like somebody who can get their basket, like you have with the kid Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, right? When you look at him, his mid-range game is just, I mean, he a beast as far as his mid-range game, right? Then when you go to Houston, to the Houston Rockets, you look at Kevin Durant. He's been doing it for years. Kevin Durant can get his shot off anytime, against anybody. So those are the kind of guys you want coming down a stretch. And that's what I think Cade Cunningham is in the East. I don't think nobody else really in the East is close to him. Jalen, what about the guy in Boston, Jalen Brown, or the guy Tatum? Again, they, in my opinion, I don't see them as having like a coming down a stretch in a close game. And they play good defense, but again, Cade Cunningham is just, I think he's different. And from what I've seen this season, he's proven that he's different. And I can't really wait for them to get into the playoffs so we can see what excuse me, we can see what Cade Cunningham is really made of. But I think in the playoffs, man, this kid is really going to shine. So that's my take on it. I want y'all to make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.